The project targets legal guns that are used by citizens who meet high standards of selection and training imposed by the government and under the supervision of police forces, when we know full well that it is the illegal handguns that are the real problem. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. I'm André Gélinas. I'm a retired detective sergeant with the Intelligence Division of the Montreal Police Department. I have been asked to appear before you today to share my expertise on various aspects of Bill C-21. Before addressing the subjects that interest us, I would like to clarify a few points. My presence here is apolitical and non-partisan. For the past 2 years, I've been a police news analyst for various media, both television, print, and radio. I am not a member of any lobby or pressure group, and during the last year, I have met with various members of the federal parliament to provide my expertise and support for some of their initiatives and projects. I have met with federal parliamentarians of all parties. Bill C-21, in my humble opinion, is a bill that misses the very noble objective of increasing the safety of our fellow citizens by ensuring effective, judicious gun control, which is based on a pragmatic analysis of the situation. This bill suggests that a freeze on the sale and import of legal handguns for target shooting to permit holders will have a significant impact on the deteriorating security situation in our country's major cities. Furthermore, the public announcement of the project in Montreal North, a city particularly affected by street gangs, implies that there's a casual link between the violence in this neighborhood and legal handguns, legally acquired and used for safe and highly supervised sporting activities. This statement is false and the result of lobbying based on an emotional and ideological analysis, certainly not on facts observable by police officers on the ground. It is important for you as parliamentarians to understand this situation will certainly not have the desired or announced effect. The handguns that are used by criminals and seized by police forces in shootings and other crimes by street gangs, outlaw motorcycle gangs, and the Italian mafia are overwhelmingly illegally acquired and originate from the United States, where the sale is virtually unrestricted by constitutional right. Only a significant and real tightening of the border and the restoration of police enforcement in some indigenous territories can give us hope for any improvement. This is the only way that the police will ever be able to get a handle on the illegal supply and the demand for it, which is growing daily. At present, if these measures are not quickly implemented, we will never be able to control the situation, and there will always be more coming in than we will be able to catch. It's like trying to empty the St. Lawrence River with a bucket. The project targets legal guns that are used by citizens who meet high standards of selection and training imposed by the government and under the supervision of police forces, when we know full well that it is the illegal handguns that are the real problem. No serious criminal is interested in obtaining a legal, traceable handgun. It is simply not in their interest. So we want to solve the problem of shootings, but we're not targeting the right weapons. The bill will have absolutely no impact whatsoever, and the situation will remain much the same or deteriorate if pragmatic solutions based on an adequate analysis of the situation are not adopted. In addition, flagging measures are being introduced to ensure that gun owners are monitored. This is excellent and highly desirable, but any police officer with even the slightest operational experience knows that this has been going on for decades. Reporting has always been there, as have preventive seizures and license suspensions. In 1998, as a young constable, I preventively seized firearms during domestic violence interventions. So there is nothing new in this bill, and we're not reinventing the way things are done. So as we say in English, nothing new under the sun. It is also proposed to create a new criminal offense for someone who modifies a magazine to make it exceed the legal capacity. This offense is unnecessary, as the mere possession of a high-capacity magazine is already punishable under the criminal code. There are no criminals who specialize in modifying magazines. Users do it themselves, and this is a very simple modification. So this offense is a solution to a non-existent problem. It is also proposed to increase the maximum sentence from 10 to 14 years for individuals found guilty of trafficking firearms. While at first glance this may seem laudable, there have been no cases that have received the current maximum sentence of 10 years for this offense. This measure will have no real impact. Another good example of a measure that will be ineffective and have no effect. It is also proposed to allow for a wiretap warrant for new firearm possession offenses under sections 92 and 95 of the Criminal Code. Again, a good idea with no real effect. This type of investigation is always undertaken because the weapons in question are related to other criminal offenses that already allow for a judicial authorization to wiretap. And finally, I also point out the negative effects on shooting clubs and sport shooters. Jobs will be lost and there will be no possibility of succession for this sport. Thank you very much. And